Hi everyone, my name's Allison and I am the Vinted Value Mama. Today we're going to be talking about how to take professional quality photos at home with your phone. It doesn't matter if you're trying to sell on Vinted, eBay, Depop, any other site. Better photos are going to help your listing sell faster and get you a better price. So today I'm going to be covering some photography basics really quickly. Then I'm going to be doing a checklist of every photo you need for your listing. And at the end, I'm going to be doing an entire photo shoot for a listing so you can see just how quickly it all comes together. The first photography basic we need to talk about is the background. And I know a lot of people will hang their clothes up when they list them, but I find doing everything on the floor is a much better option. You can really see the shape of the garment when it's all laid out, and it's really easy to do the measurements, take all the photos you need at one time. I'll show you that later. Today, I'm using a white IKEA sheet as my background. You really don't need any fancy photo equipment whatsoever. You do really want to make sure that your background is white. You can tell the difference between these two photos. One has a nice clean background and the other one is really sort of confusing and cluttered. While we're talking about keeping the background simple, I would say make sure that there's no distracting elements that are in the frame. While we're talking about keeping the background simple, I would point out that even something like the words on the coat hanger can be a bit distracting and unprofessional looking. You want to make sure that your garment really fills up the entire picture. You don't want a lot of empty space around the garment. You don't want someone to have to try and zoom in a million times just to see what you're trying to sell. The next thing we're going to be talking about is lighting. You want your photos to be taken in really bright light. That's very important. You might be looking around the room thinking to yourself, yeah, no problem. It's bright in here. I got a couple lamps on. But no lamp is going to be as powerful as the sun. You need to take your photos in sunlight, direct sunlight if you can, which means that the sun is shining directly on the ground. You want to take your photos on a bright day, in the middle of the day, not cloudy, not rainy, not foggy, sunshine. You really want sunshine. You can see in this example the difference between the same shorts taken during the day and taken just in the same room at night with the lights on. Really different. And the next thing I want to cover in this section are angles. If you take your picture parallel to the ground, then everything is the same distance from the camera. If you take your picture sort of off to the side, like this, then some things are going to be pretty close to your camera and some things are going to be a bit farther away from your camera. And the things that are closer to your camera are going to look bigger. The things that are far away from your camera are going to look smaller. And even if the buyer is not a photographer, they'll kind of see something's weird about this picture. It's not great. I'm gonna look for a different pair of shorts with a better picture on them. The angle of the sunlight coming in through the window is also really important. If it's hitting your garment and it's sort of parallel to it, you're not going to see a lot of texture in that garment. So you can play around a bit just with your phone, trying to see which angle has better texture, has more fluffiness, or more of the pattern. We're also going to play with angles a bit later when I'm taking pictures of the measurements. So it's great when you have measurements in your listing. Often it's sort of really, really tiny and you have to try and zoom in to see what the measuring tape actually says. So if you angle yourself close to the end of the measuring tape, that's going to be nice and big and clear in the picture. And then the rest can be sort of far away and blurry in the picture because everybody knows what you're taking a picture of. I'll show you that in a minute. First, I want to talk about the checklist for everything you need to take a picture of. And I'm warning you now, it's going to seem like a really long list, but we can get things done quickly. So you need one just as a basic overview. The first picture when everyone is scrolling through the app, that's going to get their attention. You want it to be very clear what the garment is, not a pile of something folded up. Could be shorts, could be a t-shirt, could be a sweater, who knows. You want to make it very clear. So this will often be sort of a wide shot. Of course, you want to show any defects that might be in the garment so people know what they're getting when they buy secondhand. You want pictures of all of the tags, the brand, the size, the material tag, even the washing tag. And you want pictures of the measurements. Usually width and height is enough and you're good to go. I also do pictures of any closures that I have. Maybe you want a blouse that has a zipper in it, or pants that have buttons. I don't know. Doesn't hurt to take a picture of it though. I also get really annoyed when you're buying something and it's like obvious that it has a zipper, but you don't know if it's a silver zipper or a gold zipper or a copper zipper, what the color is. Just take a picture of it. It'll be a lot easier. And like I was just talking about with the angles, I'll get really close and take a good picture of what the texture of the fabric is. Is it fluffy? Is it bumpy? Is it smooth? Is it shiny? And any pattern that might be on the garment so that the buyer knows exactly what they're getting. Like I said, I know it sounds like a lot, but let me move my camera around and show you exactly how quick it can be. So here we are in the basement. I've got my bed sheet spread out a bit on the floor. I've got my meter stick for taking measurements, and I want to show you exactly how I would do this. I am going to be photographing a nice pair of long trousers today. They are super long, so I thought it would be good for everyone to see exactly how I would make that work. First up, we've got basic overview photo. So you're not going to be able to see the entire pair of trousers in this photo, but if you're scrolling through Vinted, you can see that it is a pair of trousers. I'm filling up the frame. I want to get just the little triangle down at the bottom. I want to turn my flash off. I want to get the little triangle down at the bottom so that you can really see that it is trousers. It's not a pair of pants. I'm going to open this up a bit. You can see that it's Zara. You can see that they're mediums, and you can see the measurements. Take another photo like that. Let's see where my material tag is. Right here. So, this one first. Can I do it with one hand? Make sure it's nice and big and readable. And a photo of that. Other side over here with the laundry instructions. I've got a bit of a messy background in there. I'm gonna try again. There we go. Since these are wide leg trousers, I think I'll do a picture of the measurements down here at the hem, just like that. I've also had these trousers hemmed because they were even longer before, and the hem is starting to come apart a bit. So I'll be sure to take a picture of that. And then we just need the length of the trousers. It doesn't matter if they're a bit off my background at this point. Open it up, do like that, right about 100, it's perfect. And I'm gonna take a picture sort of like that, so everyone can see that I'm measuring the length of the trousers. And that's it. Didn't take any time at all, quite frankly. If I was doing a lot of items today, I would toss that one aside, grab the next one, and keep going. I really hope you found this video helpful. I'm sure that better photos will help you sell your clothes online, but if you want to sell them as fast as possible, be sure to check out this video up here. Plus, if you're new to selling on Vinted, then you should watch this video on common scams and how to avoid them. Bye! How to avoid them. I'm doing it again. As quickly as possible. That was shit. Ooh.